Good morning and welcome, ASG members and guests. As my presidential year draws to a close, it's my privilege and honor to deliver this brief address. Now, fully aware that these speeches can devolve quickly from reviews of the Society's achievements to those elegiac condensations and reflections to which departing presidents are susceptible, I shall endeavor to keep my navel-gazing to a minimum. In the words of President Harry Truman, it's amazing what you can accomplish if you don't care who gets the credit. Well, this is my chance to actually give due credit and thanks to the selfless people who do the work of our society, our professional volunteers, and our staff. As will be apparent, they've gotten a lot of work done this past year, and I want to acknowledge a few of their accomplishments. Now, let's face it, it's been a wild and wacky year. The past 12 months have witnessed extraordinary national and international events that have dominated the headlines, our conversations, and our collective consciousness. I mean, just take a look at these events for a second. Who would have predicted any of this? Okay, John Glenn, the great American hero and astronaut, dying, that might have been predictable. But really, I know it's not politically correct to make statements in this environment, but I just have to say, the Cubs winning the World Series? I mean, really? I wouldn't have predicted that in 100 years. So against this tumultuous backdrop, my presidential year has at various times seemed like both the shortest and longest of my life, and I suspect the same is true of many of you. During this roller coaster of a ride, I've gained deeper insights into all facets of the ASG and have become more convinced than ever of our indispensable and indisputable status as the leader in promoting, invigorating, and advancing the science and practice of endoscopy. I have also come to appreciate how important professional societies like the ASG are in strengthening our medical and our civic communities. Through our collective emphasis on high-quality clinical practice, our impact on patient care and their families, our guidelines, our teaching of students, fellows, and physicians worldwide, our research, our advocacy with policymakers, and most importantly, the professional example and influence each of us shares within our medical and local communities, you, all 14,000 of you ASG members, you contribute not only to the impact and strength of the ASG, but to the richness and strength of our communities. So let me begin by thanking you. We need you and each other now more than ever. I want to thank specifically those people who actually do the lion's share of the work for the ASG, our committee chairs and their committee members. These extraordinary people, largely invisible to most of you, contribute their time, creativity, and hard work to producing the extraordinary number of programs, materials, and advocacy that benefit our members, our patients, the medical community, and the public at large. I regret that I don't have the time to name all of them or their hardworking committee members today, but if you see them, please give them your thanks. I do especially want to call out our 5 outgoing committee chairs, Jason Dominitz, Vanessa Shami, Girish Mishra, John DeWitt, and Mike Levy. You've all given enormously to the ASG, not only in these past 3 years, but over many, many years, and we are indebted to you. I'd also like to highlight the diversity of our ASG committees, which now comprise 36% women. This achievement reflects the collective efforts of past presidents Colleen Schmidt, Doug Fagel, and myself to promote diversity and the success of our LEAD program, our Leadership Development Program for Women, which was started by Colleen Schmidt, and this year was directed by Vanessa Shami and Jennifer Christie. ASG takes great pride in promoting an inclusive culture that reflects the diversity of our members, our trainees, and our patients. Diversity of gender, race, ethnicity, and religion is seen in our society membership, our committees, and our staff. Through it, we are a stronger and richer society. Now, in terms of our achievements for this past year, I can't list them all, but I've chosen to highlight a few with which you may be unfamiliar. Let's start with our Association for Bariatric Endoscopy, or ABE, which was founded in late 2015 to provide education and practice support to endoscopists interested in bariatric therapies. It's already grown to over 600 members. ABE has provided several hands-on courses and is in the midst of developing credentialing documents, training programs, and quality metrics. In November 2016, ASG and ABE held our first Innovators Summit at the IT&T Center. I'm proud of this presidential initiative and enormously appreciative of the support of my co-directors, Klaus Mergener, Stephen Mundowitz, and Chris Thompson. Nearly 100 obesity management experts and key decision makers from industry, insurers, and regulatory agencies came together to review the obesity epidemic and the role endoscopic therapies might play in disease management. In addition to deliverables such as a white paper, the summit led to the formation of a working group of representatives from several societies who are committed to working together to promote collaborations on research, credentialing and training, and advocacy for fair reimbursement. ABE and ASG look forward to working collaboratively with these other societies to promote our mutual interests in improving treatments for obesity. This past year, we conducted a highly successful capital campaign, Beyond Our Walls, which has already raised over $3 million. We recognize that the practice environment is changing rapidly, and clinicians needed a host of materials to support their busy practices when they want it and where they want it, including live and remote consultations, simulcasts, webinars, courses, and video instruction. This money will support these efforts. Congratulations to the campaign chairs, John Vargo, Stephen Mundowitz, Colleen Schmidt, Patrick Achimsky, and Klaus Mergener. I also wish to thank the many physician members and corporate partners who have shared in our vision and pledged their support. Your generosity does not go unnoticed. The BOW campaign helped to support the development of our new website, which was launched in March of this year. It's not only aesthetically appealing, but intuitive, navigable, and fun. If you haven't visited it, please do. Your feedback will be important to continued refinements. The next phase of this will be an improved learning management system where you will have much greater access to our extensive portfolio of educational products, webinars, courses, and other learning materials. My thanks to Girish Mishra and his members who provided input, and Jennifer Michalik of the ASG staff who oversaw the entire project. The ASG has long distinguished itself as the world leader in endoscopic education, both didactic and hands-on. This is my chance to highlight and thank a few of the people who contributed this past year to our outstanding programs at our postgraduate courses at ACG, AASLD, and EndoFest, and our many hands-on and STAR courses at the IT&T Center, as well as our quality courses and our practice management courses. It's also a chance to thank my 3 course directors for our 2017 DDW postgraduate course. Thanks to Doug, Liz, and Amitabh. For those of you who still haven't registered for the course, you still can. The program and faculty are absolutely fabulous. The ASG is recognized worldwide for its outstanding repository of video educational programs, which are available online and here at DDW in our incredible Learning Center. There are 5 new additions to the Learning Center this year, which I encourage all of you to check it out. For those of you who haven't visited the Learning Center in some time, Marty Freeman's incredible lecture this morning gives you a taste of what's available. So come on by, the materials are truly phenomenal. Now, while we're on the subject of video education, I draw your attention to ASG's new video journal, Video GIE, which was inaugurated in 2016. This is an online, open-access, free journal which houses video case reports and case series, tips, techniques, and new technology. For endoscopic education, nothing surpasses visual demonstrations. I'm enormously grateful to Raju and Todd Barron for their efforts in launching this important initiative. Finally, I would be remiss if I didn't at least acknowledge the incredible volume of documents published this past year by our SAP Committee, Technology Committee, Quality Committee. These documents set the standard for the practice of endoscopy. Kudos to the committee members for their great work. I also need to acknowledge the outstanding materials our Reimbursement Committee, Practice Operations Committee, and Macro Working Group make available online to support our clinical practitioners. I draw particular attention to our Macro Resource Center, which is a superb repository of information and materials. Of course, none of these committee activities could be done without the support of our fabulous ASG staff, who quietly but expertly lead from behind. ASG staff members, you are the wind beneath our wings, and we have achieved our lofty heights as a society because of you. My deepest thanks to each and every one of you. And most especially to our amazing executive staff, Sam, Ed, Jennifer, Barbara, and Pat. I thank you personally and on behalf of 14,000 members who have benefited from your quiet professionalism. And especially CEO Pat Blake, who just celebrated her 15th anniversary with ASG. I can't thank you enough for all you've done for me personally and the role you played in making ASG the preeminent society worldwide, not just in endoscopy, but in gastroenterology. My governing board members, I only wish our national leaders could witness the level of thoughtful and respectful discussions and debates in which we have engaged this past year in our board meetings as we've struggled to reach consensus on the best strategies to guide our profession and society forward through uncharted waters. I have served on the ASG board for 9 years and can say without hesitation, you are the finest group with which I have ever worked. It was my great honor to have presided over our deliberations. My deep thanks to all of you. And a special thanks to our outgoing counselors, Brian Jacobson and Betsy Rodriguez. You were both fabulous. And most especially to past President Colleen Schmidt, who also leaves the board this year. Colleen, you've inspired all of us with your leadership, grace, and humility. A special shout out to my fabulous San Francisco VA GI staff for their support. When people ask me, who does the work when you're gone? I respond, the same people who do it when I'm there. This phenomenal group of nurses and physicians makes me proud to say I work for the VA. 2 of them deserve special recognition, Amadip Shergill and Tanya Kaltenbach. These 2 talented endoscopists and teachers have given me enormous support this past year while I've been off chasing rainbows, and I can't repay them enough. I've been blessed throughout my career by the support, guidance, perspectives, and good humor provided by a host of close colleagues. These are just a few of the people who played a very special role this year in helping me, inspiring me, and reminding me of the need to keep my work-life balance in perspective. Thanks for sticking by me this year and through many years. And last but not least, to my family for their unconditional support and love throughout my career. Time and again, they have tolerated my absences from meetings and conferences. I'm forever grateful for their love and indulgence. And most especially to my wife of 35 years, Rosemary, who's here with me today. She's been with me every step of the way in my career, my involvement with ASG, and this presidential year. Thank you for your unqualified love and support. Truly, I couldn't have done any of this without you. I will close my comments with this picture of a San Francisco sunrise taken from my front porch. It reminds me that while this is the close of another chapter in my life, it's the dawn of another. Thanks to all of you for a fabulous year. I hope to see as many of you as possible at the reception where I can express my individual appreciation.